Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
I feel like I understand men pretty well, but there's one specific type of guy I will never understand, okay? It's the guy that starts talking to you every single day. He's very consistent in the beginning. He says all the right things. He wants a relationship, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes from messaging you every day to maybe every 2 or 3 days to not hearing from him for like a week or two to basically not hearing from him at all. But he is somehow always the first person to watch your Instagram stories. And he does not miss a day. I would just like to know why.
Maybe because he's bored. I mean, he did got bored with you pretty quickly, so maybe that's why. And how would you know he's the first one to watch your stories? I don't really know how that works, but do you get a notification with who's watching your story? He could also be on Instagram and your story pops up. That doesn't mean he's stalking you, but you're kind of stalking him.
The problem with being a girl and having dry humor is that any single man is just gonna think that you're serious every time. They're gonna think you're serious every time, and they're gonna be like, so every time I'm around a man that clearly can't catch sarcasm, I have to like put a little bit more emphasis on my jokes. Or I don't, because I don't want to satisfy them. But
Any single man? Sure, why not? At the same time, you might think you have a sense of humor and you don't. And the most important, there's only a fine line between sarcasm and insults.
I truly don't know how much more I can take from these men on dating apps. You're 32 years old and you are looking for short-term relationship but open to long-term. So you're open to long-term. This is the best part. Looking for fun casual dates and maybe something serious with the right person. Babe, I fear that just might be the definition of dating. Is that not just like what dating is going on dates and then maybe if it's the right person having a long-term relationship? That's like saying, hey, I'm here to play baseball. I'm open to maybe throwing or catching a ball. Like that's just playing the game. Again, you're over 30 years old and you can't just say you're looking for a relationship. You can't just say, no, like I'm looking for long-term. No, you have to be cool, looking for short, but you're open to long if it's the right person. Bitch, that is dating. I need to get off of these apps.
You keep saying that ever since dating apps became a thing, and yet here you are. These are the same women who will watch the weather channel not because they care about the weather or that they really leave the house, even more when you have the weather on your phone, but it gives them something to complain about. I guarantee you, if she would have found the guy attractive, she wouldn't even care what he wrote in his profile.
I think in 10 years, people are going to look at marriage like we kind of look at smoking. Like, people are going to look at it and be like, doesn't that make you sicker? I mean, just think about it. Like, we know that marriage isn't benefiting women. So women tend to be sicker later on in their lives from the emotional, mental load that we take on in addition to being breadwinners. I have never regretted for 1 second getting divorced. I was eating lunch with this woman a few weeks ago. She's in her 50s. And she was like, well, you don't want to be like 51 and still doing this. And I was like, still doing what? What exactly should I not be doing at 51? And what exactly am I supposed to be doing at 51? Girl, I'm just living life. I am living. I do whatever I want, when I want, with whoever I want. And I have you money, so I can do that too. I don't have a path. There's no path. I got off the path that everyone else, and actually I wouldn't even call it a path. It was a conveyor belt. I'm in nature, babe. I'm on the side of the mountain in rich terrain. I also just saw an article where it was talking about how there's a transfer of wealth happening where women are going to own 50% of the wealth. They already do. I should look it up. The change is here. There is nothing I want to be doing that I'm not already doing. I am living my best life. When I'm 51, I'll be living it then too. And it has nothing to do with my relationship status. I'm so grateful I deconstructed this for myself.
As is your ex-husband and pretty much every single man you ever dealt with. Living your best life and having a few money, sure, I'm convinced. Even more when you go on TikTok as a divorce guru and you try to sell courses to other women. What are you supposed to do when you're 51? Well, I don't know. Maybe explain why married women live longer than married men. If they're the one getting sick because marriage doesn't benefit them.
So I really thought I had seen it all. But seriously, why are you getting married again? Like, why? Wait, why are you getting married? It just doesn't seem like call me crazy, but it just doesn't seem like you are the type that wants to like settle down. Call me crazy, I don't know. Just thought.
Well, she's getting married because maybe she wants to get sick. In reality, she's getting married because she did found the idiot who was willing to marry her. It may never happen later on, so she took the opportunity that was in front of her. I have the same question if I'm honest, but it's more directed at him. Why do you insist in taking her off the streets and bring her into your home when you know it's not gonna end well?
I am begging that women understand this. A man that doesn't care about a woman's pleasure is not careless. He is creepy. Creepy in the sense that it is creepy to not recognize another human being as being equally as human as you are. Creepy in the sense that being a psychopath is usually defined by a lack of empathy, and empathy is usually defined by the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and act accordingly. This is not something that should be normalized. This is not something that should be written off as men being men. It is creepy to not recognize that someone else's aliveness in their human body is equal to your aliveness in your human body is creepy. I understand that we live in a patriarchal society and that men are socialized thusly, but to be socialized out of your empathy is creepy. Handling people from a place of empathy is not always about succeeding, but it is about trying, and not operating from a place of empathy to begin with is creepy.
Yeah, and I could not care less. I'm not the one who told you to take a complete stranger who just bought you a drink home and bang his brains out. You chose to do that and you can cry about it now, but it's not gonna change the fact that I don't need to care about a complete stranger who I'm never gonna see again. I only care about the people I know and spend time with, and if you wanna call me names because of it, go ahead.
Have you seen this video? What if I told you that you have been complimenting men incorrectly? So I uploaded this video quite some time ago, and as you can tell, I was talking about how to compliment men the right ways. It's a whole different topic. Go watch the video if you want to. What I've noticed, and what I want to talk about is, when did we start hating each other so much? And I'm not talking about personal hate against me. So many women have commented something like, oh, I don't compliment men. Oh, why would I compliment men? Oh, why would I make men feel good? Like, I understand you shouldn't be walking around and pushing everyone's ego for no reason. That wasn't really the point. The point was how to appreciate a man in the way that they're gonna feel appreciated.
I can only imagine the comments she got from women just like the one from earlier. The difference is the previous lunatic was talking about complete strangers, while this lady was talking about men that you have in your life.
Sexism is so funny to me because at like every stage of development in a woman or a little girl, we kind of agree that like little girls outpace boys. If you have a little girl and she's talking early, everyone's like, well, yeah, girls just like are early talkers. They're just like better at that. They just like, boys talk later. And then when they get to elementary school and like middle school, it's like, well, yeah, girls just mature faster. And, you know, boys will be boys. They're just boys. They're just little boys and they're just rambunctious and, you know, okay, they're just little boys. When you get to high school, boys are still little boys. Boys will still be little boys and they're impulsive and they make bad decisions and they can have affluenza. Not for everybody, but specifically little white boys. Again, they're just little boys. You can't hold them accountable. They're just little tiny little boys. But it's not when they get to college because frat boys are a nightmare and they do frat boyish things. And again, they're just boys. They're just little boys. So where does the jump happen? Where men run ahead and women fall behind. So much so that women are not leaders. It's men. Men are intelligent, rational leaders. Because it's not after college. Because I think we all know we'd rather have a small rat find us groceries than a male Instacart worker. And we also know the trope of kind of like, what do you mean mom is out of town and dad has to take over? Like, dad is running the house? Oh, like the joke of, oh, when a dad goes to like the doctor's appointments, like the dad knows nothing. And like the woman has to step in charge and like kind of run everything. So where does it happen?
It doesn't. You said it yourself. It's a trope or a joke pushed by women like you who are sad, miserable, older, white ladies. Because you did care to mention that you're only talking about white boys, right? That's important because you wouldn't want to upset anyone else. White boys, on the other hand, nah, that's okay.
oh, I'm all dressed up and it looks like I'm ready to go. I don't think so because I was supposed to be going on a date and he literally just asked me what my IG was. So do I like cancel right now? Ew.
Oh, you're all dressed up, and what could possibly be on your Instagram that you do not want him to see? Go ahead and cancel since you already know once he sees that he's not gonna take you seriously. Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.